Howdy! Welcome. I hope you're having a good day. This is the Freaky Fauna Files podcast. Join us, your hosts,
the chicken,
and the egg, where the eternal question remains, who comes first?
So it's the chicken, and I'm going to go first today, just like last episode. And instead of covering some freaky sex, we have decided to mix it up just a little bit. This episode is actually going to be a special episode where you will learn just a teeny bit more about your hosts. We are going to be giving information about who we are, what we do, and kind of what qualifies us to discuss all of these freaky fauna in the first place.
Yeah, so for the next few episodes, we're going to be focusing on the quaint island of Galveston. And shout out to our listeners all across the globe. We got Australia, Germany, Russia, lots of North America, Canada. We would like to thank each and every one of you. But I'm just going to assume that you don't know where Galveston is. It is in the United States, in Texas, and it is a small island off the southeast coast.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the northern Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like on the tip over there. Not too far away from Louisiana.
It is south of Houston, if you know where that is.
Yes.
That's a good pinpoint.
Yes, that is a good pinpoint.
So join us as we dive into Galveston, where we're going to be looking at animals that call this place home. I'm super excited because both of us have a little bit of history in Galveston.
Yes. It is super exciting to talk about the animals that we see regularly. And we definitely do not want you guys to forget that we have social media, Freaky Fauna Files. If you guys want to go and see a visual feast of all of the jaw-dropping fauna that we discussed today, along with some handy references to enrich your experience even more, you can also listen to us monthly on your favorite podcast platforms for a wild ride unlike any other.
All right, before diving into more information about me and the chicken, I just want to give a quick update on Charlotte the stingray.
Ooh, what's been happening with her?
So if you've been following us for a while, we've given a couple updates on this pregnant stingray that was in Hendersonville, North Carolina. They had announced that this stingray, a female stingray, was actually pregnant. Why is that so surprising? It's because there are no male stingrays in the tank. I don't know about you, but it takes two to tango.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit in our, episode 5, the audience asks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was when we talked about Charlotte the first time and kind of go into why it was so weird that she was pregnant to begin with and kind of speculated a little bit on her.
So your options for how she could be pregnant would be a shrey or a rark.
A rark.
Which is a mixture of a stingray and a shark. So there are male sharks in the tank, and it's rare but not impossible for stingrays and sharks to mate because they are elasmobranchs, so they are cousins, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they're close enough.
Yeah. The other possibility, which is I think a little bit I'd say more plausible, is going to be parthenogenesis, which in plain terms is a little bit like cloning.
Yep.
It's asexual, so she would not have needed a partner to do this.
Just all by herself.
All by herself, she starts the gestation and pregnancy, and she produces clones. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago, the aquarium announced that they did further research, and unfortunately, she was not pregnant. She never was, but instead developed a rare reproductive disease. Yeah. They have not released any more information about what the disease is, how it affects her, if it's, lethal or anything. But they did say that there has been no impact on her diet or activity. So she's still vibing in her tank.
Yeah. She's just not pregnant.
She's just not pregnant.
It's almost like a tumor inside of her.
And that's what it looks like. I mean,
yeah. Because she's definitely bulging. Like, if you've ever seen photos or if you looked her up after we talked about it, like, she looks pregnant. Yeah, she looks pregnant. But also, don't announce pregnancy whenever.
If you're not sure?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe, hold off.
I don't know.
Hold off, because she became like a national sensation for quite some time. Imagine having to break the news, just being like,
By the way,
we
actually ran some tests.
It's a reproductive.
It's a tumor.
Disease. That's terrible. Well, poor Charlotte. At least she's doing okay. Like, she's health-wise, otherwise.
They did say they're working on a treatment plan, and we, as your hosts, we will keep you updated.
Yeah, if we hear anything more about it. Yeah. Awesome update to kind of kick it off. So I mentioned that I'm going to go first. So I am the chicken, and a little bit about me is that I have been able to call Texas my home for nearly my entire life. I did live in Florida for a few years when I was like 2 to 7. And that was ultimately where I kind of found my passion for what I wanted to do in my life. So after feeding the manatees off of my grandparents' boat dock and watching 51st Dates, joke, but kind of not joke, because that movie is freaking amazing with Adam Sandler. After watching that, I knew I did want to be a marine biologist, right? Like every other kid.
Yeah,
every kid's like, I want to, work at SeaWorld, or I want to, work with...
I want to train the dolphins.
Yes, I want to train the dolphins, especially the dolphins. So I really wanted to be a marine biologist, and it definitely did not help that growing up, my dad would breed snakes, and he was a falconer, so we had falcons and hawks like in our living room while we were watching TV. Yeah, we had like numerous fish tanks, so like saltwater, freshwater, all sorts of crazy critters that I was just surrounded with my entire life. So that really solidified my love for wildlife. And then I have mentioned that I am a scuba diver. So diving started for me when I was about 13 years old. So it's been at least a decade. And it wasn't until I dove for the first time in Cayman that I really felt that my yearning to be in the water was truly solidified. Like, I needed to be at the sea. I needed to be by the sea, in the water, doing something with my hands. But I just wanted to be in the water as much as I could. I did beat around the bush a little bit, naturally, because that happens. I did beat around the bush a little bit and tried the pre-vet route for quite some time before finally switching gears and pursuing and receiving my marine biology degree from Texas A&M in Galveston. And that is actually where the lovely Egg entered my life. So Egg and I had a class together, and the first time we met, I actually gave her the wrong phone number.
You did it on purpose.
I did not. I was just so frazzled. It was during COVID, and COVID made everybody weird. We're still weird from COVID.
I thought you ghosted me.
No, I know. I felt so bad. It wasn't until our professor, was like, oh, yeah, that's the Egg. And I was able to, creepily contact her off of GroupMe, and we were able to connect. And this podcast really is just a way for us to stay connected and share all of the goofy critters we learned about with all of you, and honestly learn about more.
Yeah.
Because we've learned so much in our degree, but you can always learn more.
And I think we're funny, so why not start a podcast?
I do think we're funny. Yeah, the first time we hung out, we were like, let's do a podcast.
We're so funny.
We're so funny. We should drop that episode one time, just like the original.
Is it on
the
my
original?
Phone?
Yeah, I think it is. The original voice memo from our first time hanging out.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with animals. I'll tell you that right now.
No, we're just being stupid.
We're being dumb. But here we are. Here we are now. So for my job, I currently work as a scuba instructor where I teach all kinds of people how to breathe bubbles underwater while also appreciating and taking in that incredible world around them that not a lot of people get to experience. I do work at a dive shop and I teach classes. I'll host some educational diving events, lead international trips out into the Gulf, and just really everything in between. This is actually part of the reason why at least my life has been so hectic. Summer equals the dive season, and in fact, just last month, I was leading a dive trip where things hit the fan. All was good, all the dives were beautiful, but weather came in hot and fast, causing the Coast Guard to actually have to send out helicopters to retrieve the other passengers and myself.
You played that off. It was way more scary than you just described.
Yes.
Homegirl was going to drown in that boat.
Yes. I was not going to drown. But it was a risky situation.
She said, I could swim.
Yeah, I was eyeing my gear. My gear was there. But luckily nothing happened and everybody acted promptly and it was really good. It's just a reminder that the ocean is 100% not something to take lightly. And it is always good to be prepared for emergencies. It's good to have a plan, good to know, what to do when things turn, because it can happen. When I have talked to others about kind of what has happened, they have been shook, like that same reaction of like, whoa, it was scary. Like, I can't believe you went through it.
Yeah.
But, you know, being out on the water so often, it kind of just happens. And really, there was only one freaky fauna that was on my mind, and it wasn't sharks, and it wasn't what you would think of. It is actually going to be one of the first animals that we talk about in our Galveston series, and it's going to be the blue dragon. So we will talk about that in our next episode after we finish our introductions. So wait till the end and just go ahead and hit that next button, and you will be enthralled with the knowledge of the blue dragon. So I think that's all really that I want to talk about when it comes to myself. So I think all that's left is for Ms. Egg to talk about herself a little bit more.
All right, and I will say the chicken has a way cooler life than me, and I don't have too much to talk about, but I'll get started.
Yeah, you are also cool.
My name is Egg. I was born and raised in Texas, never lived anywhere else. I grew up spending a lot of time in Galveston, but I will say that I didn't really have a burning passion for marine biology more than the next kid did.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of school, my dad is in architecture and construction, and I went ahead and took some drafting courses, architecture courses, and that was going to be my path, and I was happy with it. But
that's cool. I'm so bad at doing that stuff.
Oh, I love it. I love math. It just makes sense.
Don't get me wrong. I love math too, but like it's the drawing aspect and like the picturing stuff. My brain does not compute.
Things did not work out for architecture courses for me just due to timeline. So my next passion was actually the ocean. Like I said, I grew up near Galveston and kind of panicked and was like, all right, marine biology it is.
What did you do in Galveston, like, growing up when you came? Because I would go to, like, Moody Gardens a lot.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What did you do?
Every summer we rented a beach house.
Cool.
And so just about every summer we would do the beach. We'd do Moody Gardens. We'd do whenever it was finally constructed, Pleasure Pier.
Mm-hmm.
We were always on the Strand, at the candy shop.
Yeah, the Kings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it. There's that putt-putt thing on the seawall.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually
Magic
they
golf.
did golf carts. Not golf carts. Go-karts.
Ooh.
Have you been there?
I haven't done it. No. I haven't done the go-karts there. I have done the putt-putt there.
Yeah.
Though.
Oh, yeah.
If
If you want to get eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Ooh, yeah.
It's fine.
Definitely have bug spray anytime you come to Galveston.
Yeah. And you can rent those, like, bikes, that little four-seater bike things.
Oh, yeah,
You can rent...
like the tandem bike? But they have covers, which is nice.
Yeah, it is nice. Like a little vehicle.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I ended up going to A&M Galveston, and that's where I met the chicken.
Whoop.
I actually met her, like she said. I was at work. I worked on the island, and I recognized the chicken's voice, even though we had a mask on. It was COVID time.
Right.
And I was like, yo, be my friend. So I asked for her number.
We were
She
both
gave me
transfer
the wrong
students.
number. Yeah. We connected, though. She found me through another way, and we ended up being friends ever since.
Eee.
I currently work for the state of Texas. I am in coastal protection and environmental permitting.
Cool.
And I've recently joined the beach team. So my main job is to protect plant and animal species, both on land and sea, by telling people what they can and cannot do.
So didn't you have to get, like, your boat license and everything for that?
Yeah, I got a boat license. I think that was,
That was a while ago.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like a few months ago.
Yeah.
That I remember you getting it. That was probably the first thing that you did when you got the job.
It was.
Yeah.
I drive a boat. Let me drive a boat.
Let me drive the boat. I'm the captain now.
And I'm also on the beach team, which is just responsible for keeping up Galveston's beaches.
Cool.
We actually just had a storm come through. They gave it a name.
Tropical Storm Alberto.
Yes, Alberto. He kind of blasted our dunes and
Yeah, he did.
we got a lot of erosion, so I actually have to go back out there and redo one of my projects, which is
Oh,
fine.
sad.
Yeah.
Do you have to go out to Bolivar?
Yeah,
You do?
actually.
Yeah,
I'm going tomorrow.
I was about to say, yeah. Oh, are you?
I will.
Yeah,
yes.
because Bolivar is not doing hot.
Yeah, no,
yeah. Those
yeah.
houses on the shore are just.
That is where I'm going. I am part of the Hurricane and Natural Disaster Response Team, so I will be in Bolivar tomorrow.
A hero.
Yeah. Yeah. What can I do? Not much.
What can I do? You can do it all.
My favorite animals are the sea cucumber. Go listen to episode 4, by the way. There's some pretty freaky faunas.
Oh, yeah.
I love cephalopods, which are octopus, squid, and nautilus, because they're so smart and squish and colorful.
They are cool.
And outside of the ocean, I like fungi and mushrooms. I like to study them for medicinal and eating purposes. There's so many edible varieties, and they all taste very differently.
So many edible plants in general.
I know. Not much research.
Yeah, not a ton. Not a ton. Well, not like modern research. I feel like if you go back to like ancient
for sure.
people, like they were definitely, they'd be eating all the plants. Yeah. All the plants.
The chicken and I really bonded over our passion for... We play the Switch, Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, a lot.
And we are old ladies that play board games, card games, and puzzles.
All of them. All of them.
So catch us rotting away as old ladies.
Yeah. And what was one that we've been playing recently? Or we played Mantis, and then you just got me...
I got her a card game for her birthday.
Yes.
Because she got me a card game for my birthday.
Yes.
So.
I have bought that game that I bought you for your birthday for myself.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
We have played
cute.
it a lot. Yeah, we did play it with 6 people, and it ended up...
Chaotic? Not chaotic?
Not as bad as you would think, but only one person, or you only get one score. Like, you know how when we were playing, like, you got numerous scores?
Sure.
Like, we each got a score. You were only able to actually put away, like, one pile. Because there were so many people.
Oh, I see what you're saying. There's so many people, so few cards.
Yeah. Anyways.
So that's us. That's chicken and the egg.
Yes, we are your lovely nerds that will give you all of the good freaky, I don't even know, freaky fauna that you want to listen to.
We wanted to create a way to share our knowledge, because not everybody has a background in marine biology. So why not just spill our brains to you so that you can have a little slice of heaven in the ocean.
A little bit of info dumping never hurt anybody.
Exactly.
Well, and it's important that people have general knowledge of these animals because, a lot of them that we cover may be dangerous. Some of them could be useful for us. And so it's good to share that with others and to kind of have that knowledge for yourself. And
it's also good to advocate for animals that you think are dangerous and might not actually pose a big threat. I mean, we try and emphasize sharks. Yes, they're dangerous. No, you should not swim right up to them. But at the end of the day, they're, not your biggest enemy, to be honest.
No, there are a lot of other things to worry about out there. Yeah, so we've mentioned this, but we specifically kind of won't cover sharks unless it's going to be like a cool one. Like, I like the thresher shark, and I also like the cookie cutter. Like, we could do some cool ones like that.
Greenland shark.
Oh, the
That's your
Greenland.
big boy.
Oh, yeah.
He's an old man.
He's an old man. We could talk about some cool ones, but for the most part, you will not be seeing them in the danger zone because, as the egg just said, we know a whole bunch of other things out there that can hurt you and kill you. In fact, that blue dragon you'll see is quite small, but
packs a punch.
Like, I would be more concerned about them on the beaches than sharks in the water, for sure.
Well, thanks for listening. Like I said, I am the egg.
And I'm the chicken.
And this has been an introduction to your hosts. I hope you enjoy the rest of our episodes, and feel free to backtrack. Listen to episodes 1 through 6.
Thank you for listening to us so far. And keep an eye out for future episodes. We do try to post like once a month, but of course, life happens, stuff happens, but we will do our best to honor it so that you guys are given good content and stuff just to look forward to, every Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever you listen to these podcasts. So again, don't forget to follow us on social media at Freaky Fauna Files for any updates, the behind-the-scenes content, or discussions about all the things weird and wonderful in the world of fauna. Until next time, I want you guys to keep your eyes peeled for the unexpected, and may your curiosity continue to lead you on extraordinary journeys. Thanks for listening to us, and stay freaky. Okay.
Nice.
Episode 1 done. You can